Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing another speed build. This one is a 4-bed, 5-bathroom build on a 50 by 50 lot in Willow Creek. Now I would tell you how much it is, but The Sims 4 has just decided to do an update and it looks like it's taking some time. But that's okay because I've got a funny feeling it may be cats and dogs related. I could be completely wrong, but we're gonna be okay with it. It's absolutely fine. So I would say that this is just a very expensive house, probably one that your Sims can't naturally afford. And I have gone ahead and used probably a whopping amount of packs as well, but I can't even tell you that either. But I haven't restricted myself in any way, so yes. This is a huge suburban build. Now, with cats and dogs releasing in 3 days' time, I thought it'd be really nice just to do, you know, a nice big home. And I know I've been doing quite a lot of suburban builds on my channel recently, but it's something that I really enjoy doing. I really enjoy doing big builds. So when I do a build of this size, it can either go one of two ways. Now, I tend to not drop the walls down and really look at the interior until I've finished doing like the outside structure, windows, everything like that. And it can either go one of two ways. I can either drop the walls down and I'm pleasantly surprised that I've got a smaller interior to play with, or I can drop the walls down and be like, my God, this is gonna take me days. And this one's gonna take me days. It is actually an absolutely huge build, and even though it is a 4 bedrooms, it can easily be sort of 5-6 bedrooms, depends how you want to play around with it. There is a lot of bathrooms in it as well. The bathrooms weren't to take up space, they just seem to be dotted around quite evenly in the build, so there's always a toilet at hand. Now, I'd say I probably filmed this over 3 to 4 days, maybe even 5. I was just kind of like picking it up, putting it back down, picking it up. So there's a lot of rooms in this house, and I wasn't able to include every single one of them because it would just been a massive video. So I have actually included screenshots or like a little sort of pan round of each room, or the majority of the rooms at the end of the video. So if you wanted to go right to the end and have a look at those, then feel free to do so. But yeah, with the release of Cats and Dogs coming, I wanted to do a nice, big family home. I have actually written down a list of ideas and things that I'd like to get building with the new expansion, and I want to kind of do a mixture of suburban homes, community lots. Obviously we're going to have kind of like a vet's clinic going on. I'd like to be able to create something like that, and then we've got new roofing tools that are coming out, so there's lots of things that I'd like to build for. With regards to preparing some houses ready for the new expansion, I've not done that. I'm actually on a break at the minute, so this is literally the only build I've done in my downtime because I've just had so much going on. But yeah, once it releases, I'm just going to take a little bit of time to get familiar with everything, to enjoy it, and then I will start to kind of like bring out a few different houses. But I'd like to kind of do some starter homes as well, because I know some people, especially with a new expansion, like to just, you know, go completely from the beginning with their family. So I might do, you know, a little starter home and then go on to build some sort of medium-sized homes and just kind of chop it up and change it like that. But I am in love with the new town. I think it looks absolutely beautiful. It's definitely going to be one of those that's up there with my favourites, I think. I think my favourite's like Windenburg, without a doubt. And then it's very closely followed by Willow Creek, because I equally love Willow Creek as well. But this new town looks absolutely gorgeous. So there's going to be kind of, I kind of get this Hampton style kind of vibe off it. I think there is a hamsters hamster style home in the actual new neighbourhood, and so, you know, I've never actually built a Hamptons style home. It's not my favourite style, if I'm honest. I don't really like the roof structure, but I'm going to give it a go anyway because I've never done one and I think it would fit really nice in the neighbourhood, and I'm sure with a little bit of time and effort I could make something look quite nice. So I think I am the only simmer on the planet that hasn't actually looked at any footage to do with cats and dogs. My YouTube channel is obviously full of all my fellow simmers, which I love to pieces, and as you know, I'm on a break at the moment, but I've seen so many videos coming out about cats and dogs, and I thought, you know what, I've waited so many years for this like kind of element of expansion to come out to do with the pets that I didn't really want any spoilers with it, so I haven't actually watched any of the videos. I've seen clips obviously here and there, and I've seen a little bit of the create a pet bit, but other than that I've stayed totally away. I mean, I've seen the map of the new town and obviously I know what it looks like because of the trailer, but other than that I've really not had a long look into it because I just want to kind of save that for myself. You know, I want to discover that myself. I know lots of people, you know, really like to just know how to do things and what it looks like and things like that. And normally I'm exactly the same, but this time I thought, no, I am just gonna carry on with my Sims free break and really look forward to enjoying the new expansion. So I can't wait till it comes out, because for me, just like you guys, it's gonna be it's really nice, you know, it's gonna be great to spend some time on that. So at the moment I'm just doing the landscaping. Obviously I've moved on to the back garden. It's quite plain really, to be honest. The front was very much a manicured lawn and just quite straightforward really. A few trees, a few bushes, some nice plants, and there's not really a lot else going on other than I think I put the wishing well in on the left hand side, and then around the back obviously keeping all of the landscape and the plants the same kind of theme running throughout the house. I'm just kind of messing around and, you know, dotting some plants and trees and stuff like that about. But I've put in some planters, and obviously I kind of tend to go for the same things in my gardens, if I'm honest. And if you've been following my channel for a while, you'll be like, Kim, seriously, change it up a bit. But I literally always put in kind of like a barbecue, table and chairs and planters and stuff, because I just think it's like, that's what your Sims want in the garden. And so, yeah, that's what they get. But the good thing is there is absolutely loads of space with this lot to do whatever you want. And sometimes, like, I sit and I think about the way that I furnish things. And I would say my style of furnishing, even though I like to do detailed, I'd say I like to kind of do it up as if it was a show home. So, you know, like you can get homes that you can buy brand new but that are fully furnished. I kind of like to go for that look. So less personalised in the sense that there's going to be like lots of kind of lived in junk everywhere, but more kind of like showy, if you know what I mean. So that's what I've gone with, although I would say in the boys' room in this house I did actually chuck some junk on the floor, so I take that back. But yeah, I'm moving on to the interior now, and like I say, it's 4 bedrooms upstairs and there are 2 identical bathrooms on the opposite sides to one another. I'm not sure if I did put in the footage of the bathroom. I think I may have left that out just because of how many bathrooms there were in this build, how many rooms there were in this build that I wanted to include. But yeah, I would say this is kind of like a master bedroom. I didn't really stick with one running theme throughout this house like I normally do. I kind of switched it up, and I really wanted to focus on it just being a solid family home. Like, you would feel, you'd walk into this house and feel like it was cozy. It was, you know, a lot of money had been spent on it, but it's kind of like a real, just a proper family vibe about it. And in the end, I think I went for a twin boys' room, which was like grown boys. I went for a, obviously, master bedroom, and then it was like a girly kind of reddish themed bedroom, which I think I may do next, or I may not, I'm not sure. But the reddish themed bedroom is one of my favourites. I really like the way that it turned out. I think it looked really quite beautiful. But yeah, I would say that was for kind of like a teen girl. And then I did kind of like a twin toddler bedroom as well. So I always like to add a bit of variety because obviously, you know, if you're going to move a family in, they are obviously going to have children and they're either going to be girls or boys. So I just like to accommodate for both. But at the end of the day, you know, you guys can do what you want with it. Another thing I was thinking as well is for those of you that like actually playing your families from the beginning and building up their wealth like the legit proper way, I was thinking if you ever wanted to sort of download one of these houses but it was just way too expensive, then you could always go ahead and download it unfurnished and it may work out a lot cheaper. I've not actually had a look into the numbers on any of my builds, but I thought that might be, you know, a way for you guys to invest in one of these houses without obviously paying as much as they end up being worth. So this is actually the red room that I was talking about. It's kind of like a red and yellowish type of theme, but I just thought it looked really pretty. And normally for girls' room, especially like the teen girls' rooms, I always end up doing them pink, which is just so generic. It's just one of those colours that I think it's because there's a certain bed which I really like, which I always think, you know, if I was a teen girl, I would love that bed. And so I always end up picking that bed, and then, you know, the theme comes around it and obviously ends up being pink. But this one I just thought was just really kind of bright and really beautiful, and it felt like a real happy space. So I did actually take quite a while, you know, furnishing this house and doing all the interior and planning it, and I really love the way it turned out. I think sometimes, especially with how much I was uploading over the last couple of months, even though I absolutely adore the builds that I do and I burnt myself out to create the things that I created, I think there's definitely worth sometimes just taking that extra bit of time to really sit and think about a build, think about the layout, and concentrate on the interior. And it's actually been nice not to have like a time limit on it, to just be able to chill out and do it at my own pace and even throw in some new things that I've not done before. So I did quite enjoy doing this interior, and you know, maybe that's what I needed, a good break, and then that way I can find my love for interiors again. But yeah, this was like a really cute little toddler room. I love those little fairy lights. I think they look gorgeous. And in actual fact, I'm in the process of buying my own house in real life at the moment. And I was thinking about that for my daughter's room because I think she'd really like those sort of like fairy light type things. So yeah, that was a little bit of inspiration for that. So I'm moving on downstairs now, and this is actually the main living space. Now I do actually have two living rooms downstairs, or reception rooms as you might call them, but I really love this living room, and that was mainly because I used the huge indoor TV screen, which I think looks really cool, and I could imagine having some real good movie nights, family movie nights in here. Now this actually makes me laugh because I just literally voiced over this bit and said I would love to have a TV like that, but in actual fact I wouldn't. When I see these absolutely giant televisions now, I just think they look too big. I mean, obviously it's dependent on how big your living area is as to how kind of in proportion your TV looks, but I'm really not a fan of massive TVs. Like, my TV's a good size, but it's like big enough, if you know what I mean. My husband always says, oh yeah, I've seen this TV and I was thinking about this and this, and I always think like, really you want one of those? Anyway, so something else I absolutely loved about this living room was the rug. Now, I believe we had a free update of some description. I'm not sure whether it's to do with the Christmas pack. They've added some more things in there, or whether they were just feeling really kind. I've not looked into it, to be honest. But I have found this rug and I absolutely love it. I think it's really beautiful. And just to add as well that no CC was used at all in this build. I actually watched somebody the other day who said I don't restrict myself on packs, but I don't ever use CC either. So I allow myself the use of all the items. And I thought that's really quite a good way to put it, really. And I would say that's probably me as well. You know, I don't tend to really use CC. Occasionally I use them if I do apartments, but other than that, no, not really. So I do like to kind of splurge and use all the packs. And yeah, I found this little rug, which I really, really like. I think it's because it's like got quite a lot of autumn tones in it, and I love sort of deep reds and greens and everything to do with kind of the autumn theme colours. So yeah, that was a big win-win for me. But like I say, there's quite a lot of rooms downstairs in this build, and I've put in a lot of effort into all of it, and unfortunately I just couldn't show it all, because otherwise you'd be sat here just like, my god, is this ever going to end? But this is like a little music room. I did actually go ahead and take that desk out. I took the chess table out and I added in, I think it was a keyboard and a little sofa, just so that, you know, they had somewhere to sit to read, you know, with there being 2 bookcases in there. I went on and added a downstairs gym, as well as there was a little entertainment room, which I don't think I recorded. And that's just got like a little dance floor in it and a karaoke machine and stuff. I think there's a pan of the room at the end of the video if you're interested in that. But overall, there's absolutely nothing really that this build's missing. I think this is kind of like your end house goals. I think a lot of the builds that I build now are very much, you know, end game homes, kind of end of legacy homes. But I love them. They're really beautiful. And, you know, some people like the challenge of being able to kind of work up to this level of home in The Sims, and that's absolutely fine. I love doing that too. But for those of you that just like, do you know what is a really good idea as well? If you really like these homes, but you are absolutely, you like to just do it from your games from the very beginning, you don't feel like you could ever afford this kind of home, use them for your neighbours. So if you've got kind of like NPCs in the game, say the Goth family or something like that, it's a good idea to download them just for them. That way the families that you're playing can go and visit those lots, and you don't actually have to invest the money in buying them. I thought that was quite a good idea. I heard that somewhere else as well. But yeah, I thought that was a great idea, and something which I'd probably incorporate into my games, because I've openly said before, I'm not a massive fan of playing in big houses. I kind of like, if it's going to be big, I'd like it to be all on one floor. But yeah, I prefer kind of like medium-sized houses. But I thought, yeah, that's a really good idea. That way I get to enjoy wandering around my neighbour's home, and it might make me get out of my house a little bit more as well. Because I do end up being a little bit of a hermit when I play The Sims. It's not very often I tend to leave the lot, you know. It's kind of a bit bizarre unless I'm going to work or something like that. But yeah, so anyway, I can't believe I've actually waffled on just entirely about this build the whole way through. So I'm just going to quickly go over a few things that I've been doing in my life. First thing I want to say is absolutely welcome to everyone that's subbed. You have been coming in thick and fast still, and I really appreciate every single one of you. So thank you very much for subscribing. It means the world to me. Personally, I have been on a long break at the moment. I did come back to post like a thank you 2,000 subs video, and yeah, you know, hopefully that break's coming to an end now with Cats and Dogs coming out, and I can start getting out some builds for you guys. So yeah, lots has been going on in my life at the moment during my break. I'm in the process of buying a house, which fingers crossed should be completed within 6 weeks, but it's very, very close to Christmas. We've got fingers and toes and everything crossed, because it's just, oh, it's just such a crazy time of the year to be buying a house. But fingers crossed everything's going smooth so far. We have had a hiccup, but we're over that, and yeah, hopefully that should run through all nice and smooth. My best friend is pregnant, and she's literally due her baby in 1 week's time, and I am so excited for that. I literally just cannot wait. This baby is going to be the cutest baby. He's going to be absolutely beautiful. So Another thing is my other best friend, her little boy has just undergone open heart surgery on Tuesday, and thankfully he's pulled through. The operation was a success. I am honestly, I can't even, you know, words can't even express how happy I am that he's doing really well, you know, and he's on the mend, he's on the path to recovery, so that's amazing. But thank you so much for watching. If you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe and leave me a like if you enjoyed this video. And I'll look forward to seeing you next time. And make sure you enjoy cats and dogs. 3 days to go, guys. Take care. Bye.